on a graph, when you have a circle, you are concerned with really only two pieces of information about that circle. The first is the center, which can be expressed as AB, and AB tends to be the letters that we use. That's the first thing that you're concerned with. The other one is the radius. So the center of the circle and the radius is all you need to express the equation of a circle. And the equation will follow this format. X minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equals r squared. That is something that you need to remember because they make use of that quite a lot with circles. Let's have a look at some of the application of it. It says the line segment AB is a diameter of a circle where A and B are 4, 7 and minus 8, 3 respectively. Find the equation of the circle. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to work out the length of AB and I want you to work out the midpoint of AB. So pause the video and try that, please. To work out the length, you're going to use the equation for the length. And if you remember, it was d equals the square root in the change in x squared plus the change in y squared. So here, this will be my x2, y2, and this will be my x1, y1. So when we sub that in, we get 4 minus 8 all squared plus 7 minus 3 all squared. And when you simplify that, you get 4 root 10. Okay, to work out the midpoint, you're going to do 4 plus minus 8 over 2 and 7 plus 3 over 2, which gives you minus 2, 5. Okay, now the length of AB is the diameter. So what's the radius going to be? It's going to be half of that. So 4 root 10 over 2, which is 2 root 10. That is the first or one piece of information that you need. The other one was the center of the circle, which you just worked out by working out the midpoint. So putting those two pieces of information together, the equation is x plus 2 all squared minus y minus 5 all squared equals 2 root 10 all squared. Sorry, plus in the middle. That 2 root 10 all squared can be written as 40. So x plus 2 all squared plus y minus 5 all squared equals 40. That's how that works. Okay. This question. This one's a weird one. It's a little confusing, but should be okay. Find the center and the radius of the circle with the equation, blah, 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 blah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to try and turn this equation into this form. Because once we have it in that form, it's a lot easier to work with. So the first step is to write all the x's together and all the y's together. Okay, next step is to complete the square with this and this separately. So try that. Complete the square with this, please. Should have gotten x minus 7 all squared minus 49. Now complete the square with that. Y plus 8 all squared minus 64. You're going to sub those back in. X minus 7 all squared minus 49 plus y plus 8 all squared minus 64 minus 12 equals 0. And now you're going to shift all the numbers to the right. Like this. Remember that this is equal to r squared. So the radius would be the root of 125, which is 5 root 5. And the center is taken from the brackets. So 7 minus 8. There you go. That's that done. Cool. Have a look at those questions 5, 6, and 8 for me, please. Okay, let's start with question 5. You've got P and Q, 5, 6, and minus 2, 2. You want to find the equation of the circle. Okay. First step is the center of the circle, which is the same as the midpoint. So this is going to be your x2, y2. This is your x1, y1. So 5 plus minus 2 all over 2. 6 plus 2 all over 2. Your center is therefore 3 over 2, 4. Next, you're going to work out the radius. The radius of the circle you can do, or you can find out, by working out the length of the line from P to the center or Q to the center. Because if you were to draw it, let's say P is there and the center is here, that length is your radius. You just worked out the center and you've already been given P, or you can use Q, doesn't really matter. I personally would use P because you've got positive numbers, easier to work with. So you're going to do the square root of 5 minus 3 over 2 all squared plus 6 minus 4 all squared. And this gives you root 65 over 4. So the equation of the circle is x minus 3 over 2 all squared plus y minus 4 all squared equals root 65 over 4 all squared, which is just 65 over 4. There you go. That's the equation of that circle. Okay, question 6. The point 1 minus 3 lies on the circle blah blah blah. Find the value of r. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to substitute 1 and 3 into your equation, and then you're going to rearrange for r. So if I do it down here, you're going to substitute x equals 1 and y equals minus 3 into x minus 3 all squared plus y plus 4 all squared equals r squared. So 1 minus 3 all squared plus minus 3 plus 4 all squared equals r squared. When you simplify that, r equals root 5. That's that done. Okay, question 8. Show that x squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 11 can be written in the form x minus a all squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay. X squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 11 equals 0. We write the x's together and everything else like this, and then we complete the square here only. There's no y only term, so there's no like 2y or 12y or whatever. So we can't complete the square for y. We're only going to do it for the x terms. When you complete the square, you end up with this. Then you've got plus y squared minus 11 equals 0. You group the numbers, you take them to the other side, and you are left with this. So that's part A. Part B says, hence write down the center and the radius. The center will be taken from the bracket. Technically, I can have a bracket here. And technically, it is in the form y minus b all squared. The b is 0. So the center is 2, 0. I know that's kind of mean, but yeah. And the radius is r squared here. This is r squared. So that means r is the square root of that. Root 15 you can't simplify, so you leave it as is. There you go. That's how you do equations of a circle.